Hello, welcome to 1111 Oracle, and here we are with which archetype are you? Which archetype represents you, how you are, how you present yourself, your sort of purpose and soul desire, if you prefer. Your archetype says a lot about who you are and your choices and the kind of energy that you give off. Your archetype also comes with a message to help you to grow and understand and accept yourself as well. And the archetype may or may not be a consistent archetype throughout your whole life. You may have different archetypes at the same time, of course. But in this reading, we're going to do general reading for everyone. Which archetype represents you the most, and at least in this very moment. Okay, so here are the choices. We have rose quartz necklace. Okay. We have a sort of peacock feathered with this, I don't know, this kind of like costume jewelry, beret or barrette, not a beret, but a barrette. Anyway, it's very pretty. You can even put it on clothing. I don't know. I prefer to put it on clothing than in my hair, but that's just me. Then we have this selenite crystal. This is something that a good friend of mine who has a really green thumb and who's very in contact with the elemental beings, if you're into that kind of thing, that's like the fae and the souls or the spirits of nature. And if you're not into that, that's okay. So maybe you're not drawn to this choice, but this choice has more to do with how you take in energy and what you give off. If that means something to you, then this is the reading for you. I don't know. That was an interesting message. And then there's this cutesy little blue tile, and it's usually used to hold incense, but I don't know, I just think they're cute on their own. So okay, so those are your choices, and I look forward to joining with you at your timestamp. All right, number one. Number one, here you are. Okay, number one, let's see which archetype best represents you in general, or at least now. Let's see. Okay, so here I have these beautiful cards from this beautiful deck that I got in Stratford, Canada, Stratford, Ontario, in a shop, I forget what it was called, but anyway, you'll find it if you're there. There's this really beautiful shop with a green sign in Stratford. It's not super big, so if you ever go, you will find the shop. The Archeo was a deck that I found there, but I mean, I'm sure you can find it online. It's super cool. It's very creative. There's the, I don't know, the author or I don't know who the artist is. But anyway, it's really beautiful, and it's a beautiful book or deck and booklet The writing in the booklet is absolutely gorgeous and very high level. So I really recommend this if you would like a good read. You like a sort of verse, and you enjoy really very poetical and elevated vocabulary, and then this beautiful deck that goes with it just explains in detail and depth the meaning of each archetype and its message for you and its importance to you. And then in this reading, of course, it's representation of you, okay, or which archetype represents you. So let's take a look. I'm really excited. So number 1, shuffling the deck. Which archetype are you? Which archetype is number 1? Feel it very exciting. Okay. Aha. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so let's take a look at what archetype you have. You have the one that actually comes on the cover of the book. So it's the observer. You can see it on the, there's the word observer on the side. Okay, so you have the observer. Beautiful card. Beautiful just drawing and conceptualization. I just love the art in these cards, right? So you are the observer. And perhaps you are a person who really appreciates the finer things in life, but also not just that, you appreciate the details in artwork and the way things are put together. If that doesn't resonate with you, that's okay, but that's just really what I'm feeling here, that you do appreciate at least a warm and welcoming environment. Something about your environment has to be pleasant and soothing to you, and you appreciate beauty in just differences of color and shade and texture, and you may be an artist yourself, or at least artistic in some way, whether in your practice or in your being. Maybe you have an artistic soul. Take what resonates. Sorry, I had to drink some water. So, as the observer, you are also someone who is almost like telepathic. You can read people's minds to a certain extent. Now, whether it depends, how you feel on the gradient here. But, maybe if you're very psychically inclined, maybe actually telepathic. But maybe if you're not at all, then, or you don't really think that that's something that holds a huge amount of importance in your life, that's okay. And then for you, it would just be you're very observant of people's characteristics and their predispositions, and you can kind of read people in the way of observing them really well, and their mannerisms and their habits. You're just like, you would make an excellent like interrogator, in a way. At least you have a very perceptive and accurate judgment of other people. So let's take a look at the book and see what it has to say about the observer. Okay, here you are, the observer. I'm going to read it. Okay. The observer I'm tongue-tied. Do you get tongue-tied? You like observe and then you're just like, then you want to communicate, but you're like, I can't talk, but I have so much information, and that maybe people just miss all that information that you have in your head because you're just like, well, I couldn't say it. Is that what's going on here? Let me know if that's true. If it's wrong, then I guess, throw it out the window. But let me start over. So, the observer attentively examines the smallest details of those around, and through quiet diagnostic watchfulness is able to understand their behavior, their motives, and their agendas. Follow his eyes, and you will see who is good-hearted and who cannot be trusted. Listen to his observations and learn the art of reading the human condition. He's an inquisitive watcher, wishing to comprehend the way others think and act. When When encountering a stranger, he begins with pathology, looking carefully at the way a person holds their body. Are their shoulders up or down? Do they stick their chin out pugnaciously, or do they let it hang slack? Are their eyes still or sliding? The observer watches without judgment. He mimics them, arranging his body to fit theirs. Once he has become them, he asks, "What is my attitude towards the world?" He watches the way they carry themselves, how they sit and stand. He takes note of the small details in their appearance. Are they slovenly or squeaky clean? Do they seek admiration or proclaim rebellion? Are their fingernails chewed in anxiety? Do they fret with their hair? Are they masked in makeup or naked face and openly exposed? Are their shoes polished or scuffed? Do they frown or smile around the eyes? He looks for signs of mood swing and temperature change. Do they tend to be first or last to speak? Do they sense when to stop talking, or are they inclined to blather? The observer sets aside his prejudices, including his assumptions, fears, attractions, and repulsions. He understands that misuse of his powers of perception will backfire and cause self-damage. Whoa, that was very, very, very deep, my friends. So I hope that that resonated with how you internalize your inner life or your experience on this earth, in your life, in your lifetime. Let me know in the comments if so, and if no, that's okay too. But in what ways are you then an observer? See, that's what you really have to ask yourself. And in what ways are you more of an observer than you realize? So, you know, you just think that maybe picking up on all these details is normal for everyone, but it's not. In a way, you did this out of survival. You needed to observe those around you in order to know how to behave so as not to cause any drama or trouble. You might have had a difficult upbringing, or at least maybe an upbringing where there was just a lot of drama in the home, you know, a lot of maybe explosive emotions, or at least big emotions, or perhaps for good reasons, maybe potentially very good reasons. These emotions were there for some good reasons, and maybe in some cases they were not, you know, like they weren't appropriate or whatever. But in either case, there's something in your upbringing that has brought you this quiet super nova power. I don't know, you just have this amazing strong energy, and you fail to recognize, I guess sometimes, or correct me if I'm wrong, maybe fail is a harsh word, but you don't always recognize how powerful you are, and it's good to be humble. It's always better to be humble in a way, but, or I shouldn't say that. There needs to be a balance, because you have to also understand how wonderful you are, how amazing you are. Your superpower is your ability to observe others, and that makes you incredibly bright and sharp. You're not, you know, you may be an introvert, or you may be an extrovert. If you're an introvert, maybe you're very good at just being who you need to be around extroverts, and then, you know, just going home and recharging. Or it could just be that you did this in order to get along with just, you know, different energies. It could also be that you're an extrovert, and for whatever reason you need a lot of downtime, alone time, and that's totally a possibility. It's like you get charged up and you crave, like, if you have too much alone time, then you're like missing people, but if you have too much time with people, then you're really missing your alone time. I would say your alone time maybe like I don't know, it depends. It depends how, at what point you are in your life, but it could be 60% alone time, 40% with people. Maybe the ratio is different, but there's certainly a large part of you that is extroverted during certain points in your life, and then you're also introverted. And that may not be true. If you're a total introvert, you just extrovert in order to get along. So there could be different scenarios here, but either way, you have this very powerful, quiet inner energy, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, because your emotions are very, very mysterious to people. You feel things very deeply. People see you and they see somebody wise. They see somebody who knows things. They see somebody who's been through things, who's seen stuff. So you're kind of a mystery to a lot of people in a way. You keep people guessing, and it's very intriguing. It's like this, I don't know, you give off very interesting energy. The way I would describe it, it's like you're there and then you're not. Like you have this like kind of fleeting, playful, kind of mysterious energy. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like I would describe you as a fox. Like a fox would be your totem animal, you know? Like a fox is just like able to, you know, run very quickly and hop and whatever, and then just like it's there and then it's not. And then all the, you know, a lot of the children's stories around foxes, at least the French children's stories around foxes, that they're very, you know, they're kind of mischievous, and they will try to trick the crow into eating the cheese that it has in its mouth or whatever in order to eat the crow, right? But in the end, what happens is that a lot of the times, you know, of course these stories always want to demonize the fox. The fox ends up missing out and the crow gets by, or whatever it is. Either way, I think the fox is a beautiful animal, and it's not given the credit that it deserves, because maybe like you, you're just this rare gem and people just don't get you, you know, and that's okay. They don't need to get you. That's none of their business, right? You are who you are. You don't need people to get you. The right people will get you. The people who don't want to get you, they're lost. You know, what can I say? Like, they're stupidity, if you prefer. Like, I don't, you know, like, you don't need to worry about them. Just focus on yourself. So that's just maybe a message that some of you need to hear. Either way, that has been your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, please feel free to comment down below. You have this amazing, beautiful energy. Appreciate who you are. Your intuition, by the way, and perceptive abilities are only going to grow. Trying to think of other things to just wrap it up with. You have this playful, dancey, spirity energy, and you have this ability to unlock a lot of mysteries. Somehow you're just very observant and yeah, intuitive. Tap into your intuitive abilities too, because observance and intuition, or even logical reasoning and, you know, intuition, oh my goodness, what a powerful combination. Just explore it and make sure to stay grounded. That was a beautiful reading. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to read for you in the next reading. Ta-ta. All right, group number 2 with the beautiful, I don't know, clip. There we go. All right, so let's put it like that. There we go. Beautiful. All right, number 2. Are you a little bit of a perfectionist sometimes? If you're not, maybe you just like things in a certain way, and there's a certain order to perhaps your madness, or you're just very particularly perfectionistic. Anyway, something about you that's coming out before I shuffle the deck, just a side message, is just, pay attention to where you step, watch where you step. It's not about inducing any anxiety or fear. It's just about being aware that, sometimes the going gets tough, yes, and, it doesn't have to be as painful as any more painful than it needs to be. It passes, and within those moments are lots and lots and lots of happy, joyous moments. So sometimes there are little bumps in the road, and it's okay. It's just like sometimes it rains, like you want the weather to be sunny and beautiful all the time. Well, sometimes it just rains, and that's okay. And then maybe you have to learn to just appreciate the rain and the beauty of the rain. And then, so as far as your 3D daily, day-to-day reality and or routine is concerned, just, adapt to each situation as you already know how to do. Okay? I'm feeling something very exciting about you. So, let's see what card comes out when we ask for, what archetype are you? What archetype is number 2? What archetype is number 2? Whoa. Nice. Oh, yeah. Okay. Alchemist. The alchemist. So I'll show you that word is on the side. Alchemist. All right. And look at the beautiful cards. Isn't it gorgeous? I love these cards so much. So let's dive into your reading. Okay. The Alchemist. You are a very powerful, wow. You have a very important role. It's undeniable. You are, okay, if this resonates with you, maybe this resonates, maybe it doesn't, but take what resonates, okay? You are powerful. I just hear the word, like something like mage, sorceress, high priestess, but especially the word sorceress above all the other words. And I don't want it to sound, cliche or whatever, but there's something about your energy that is particularly witchy and also very fiery. And then you have this cool, almost cold sometimes, passive side to you. So it's a very interesting dichotomy, and it can be very confusing to people. There is this energy within you that is able to alchemize, all right, sort of negativity, but also take the dark and the light and combine those together and create gold. Alchemy is the idea of taking a metal and turning it into gold. But of course people were never able to do that. The idea of alchemy in a spiritual sense, which I think is much more powerful and beautiful, is that you are someone who is able to literally take negative energy and transmute it and transform it into something where people can learn from, can grow from. All right. You don't just spread love and peace. Okay. You're not just about that. You're about that balance, right? That balance. You understand the importance of the balance between things. You may be a Libra, or you can have Libra rising, or Libra moon, or Libra in any prominent positions in your chart where you feel this is the case, or you can look at the planets in your 7th house. And maybe that doesn't matter to you at all. You are someone who understands the importance of balance. You are someone who is able to take a certain type of energy and transmute it in such a way that people learn and grow from the experience, and then if they take the lessons, there is beauty and abundance that can follow. There's understanding, there's wisdom, there's growth. Now, we can't always help everyone. And this is the heartache. That as powerful as you are not all powerful. And that's to keep us, everyone, in check, our egos balanced. But unfortunately, there are a lot who suffer. We would like to free a lot of beings and animals, that are suffering. And for some reason, I feel that you have this, you may have always liked dragons or have had a connection with dragons. Or you like reptiles, or you have reptiles, maybe even, I don't know. But I just think, or you could be born in the year of the snake in Chinese zodiac. Okay. The year of the snake. I don't know what year that would, what years those would be, so you'd have to check it out. You're very intelligent. You have the key to unlocking, the portal between your left and right brain. You're able to activate your brain in such a way that you can consider things from a larger perspective, and you can also see the detail in a lot of things. Or at least you're learning to. So you're constantly creating that balance within yourself. And so by doing this, you're shifting the energy around you as everything's energy. When you step into a home where there's just been a lot of, unpleasant things that have happened, maybe abuse or whatever, and it just feels uncomfortable, like something just icky about the space, that might be you. You may be sensitive to those kinds of energies. And then maybe you step out of the home and you go somewhere that you enjoy, some beautiful space of some sort, and then you just feel at peace and calmed, and you just feel good. So for you, you may be a powerful empath, and you're also an alchemist. You can also, like I said, you can shift energy. So let's see what the little booklet has to say about the alchemist. I'm just going to have some water. All right, there we go, the alchemist. The alchemist has the capacity to open your eyes and show you beyond the mundane to the great window that looks out on the unfolding universe. He is a spiritual philosophy, a pursuit of eternal life, found by living in a state of constant wonder and presence. Enlightened alchemy is and always has been a search for truth, not a pseudo-scientific hunt for wealth. In its purest form, it expresses itself as a quest for eternal life in the form of unified opposites. And so the alchemist searches with diligence, leaving no periodic table unturned, striving to look beyond his peripheral vision. In a narrow alleyway, he stares up at the flecks of dust that float within a shaft of light. He considers these microcosmic specks that mirror 100 million worlds, each as tongue-tied today, each as meaningful a reality as the one we trade in. His thoughts wander. He tries to grasp the fleeting notion that he's standing on such a desert fleck, but his vision of hermetic rebellion against the mundane cannot be contained in daily language. Returning to his chamber, he draws a convoluted diagram of oscillating symbols that revolve around a golden dream. He's a visionary, and as such is a threat to comfortable thought. Powerful institutions, including the state and the church, demonized his predecessors. Their vested interests directed towards suppressing contrary thought. That's very interesting. Interesting. Think about how that relates to you, the alchemist. Powerful institutions suppressing the alchemist. What would be those powerful institutions, and why do they have so much power? And if you're so powerful, how, why are they suppressing you, right? Or maybe that's the I said the answer right there. Okay. Yet he has survived isolation and contrived misrepresentation to instruct us in the parallax ways of worldly comprehension. Wow. So you are a survivor. You are a survivor. Sorry, my dog is just scratching the carpet. I don't know if you hear. I don't know. I feel like you like animals a lot, but maybe I'm wrong. I think maybe he's scratching the carpet so that it creates friction, so it can be like a, warm and cushy for his body. I don't know. Like, I don't know why they do that. Anyway, I know it's an instinct, but why on the carpet? Like, what's the purpose? Anyhow, so that was a very in-depth reading for you there, The Alchemist. You are this very powerful being. Again, like I said, you have the ability to transmute energy, and you know what? You've been misunderstood or persecuted, you felt that way in your life, or, people that your family or your people have been persecuted. Something about you being very powerful and coming from a powerful lineage of like healers and shamans and sorceress type energy. I don't know. So mage or whatever. This is a very powerful energy. You are a being of the light. You hold this wisdom and this power, and these institutions fooled others into believing that you were these, I don't know, just like lesser than or demonic even, like just that, that your power wasn't valid and that they were the ones above you, and that was not their right because they were the, demonic ones. They were the demonic ones all along, and they just brainwashed everyone around them because they were so territorial. No empathy, no understanding that, I don't know, the differences are okay. Like, cool it, calm down, like, stop acting like a caveman, like, that's what it comes down to. And it's like, it's primitive behavior. It's like, this is my land, your people are a threat, I'm gonna attack you. Like, just like, get over it. That doesn't work for us anymore. Like, in order to have a productive society, we now need to work together. But some people don't get that, and you know what, that's unfortunate. What could I say? But you get it. Anyway, you're very, very powerful, my friend. And don't worry about these higher, supposedly demonic powers. I would recommend that you get into some kind of protection ritual for yourself. I would maybe pray or meditate to your spirit guides or ancestors and ask them for protection, because you are a very powerful being and you need a lot of this protection in order to carry out what it is that your heart desires to carry out in your lifetime, and what you're meant to carry out because you want it, and it's good for your growth. So yeah, you are going to make it. Sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes we hit these like hard bumps in the road, and we need a little hope, and we'll take it from wherever we can get it at times, and there's nothing wrong with that. I know how that feels. We've all felt that way at one point or another. It's an unfortunate, I guess, side effect of being human and going through life. And it's unfair sometimes and a lot of times. But anyway, you're protected by angels. You're very protected. Yes, I'm seeing it now. you know, those sort of demonic forces, if you will, that try to harm you, they cannot come through, because you are very guarded and protected by your 8 guardian angels. You know, even archangels are coming through. If you're into that, you may want to look at Reiki and Uriel and Michael too, but more so, oh God, I don't know all the names, and it's no more coming to me, unfortunately. But take whatever resonates with you. Your spirit guide, some high form of spirit guide. Even if you resonate with dragon energy, if you're into that, you may have dragon spirit guides. If you're not into that, that's okay. Just take what resonates with you. Like I said, I think your ancestors, or I think I said your ancestors. Yes, I did. Your ancestors are really watching over you. Yeah, you have a gold badge. You are an exceptional human being. Keep going. Don't let the naysayers get you down. They're not worth your time. And you know what? They're benign. So long as you're true to yourself and you continue to be the decent person that you are, you don't have anything to worry about. I send you love and protection as well your way. You're going to be just fine. You're great. You have this magnificent aura. I hope you really, just appreciate yourself. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that reading. And, whoops, oh my goodness. Everything's falling over. Do we feel dismayed? Overwhelming. Okay, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that reading. And I look forward to reading for you in a future video. Group number 3. Let me see. Do that. Okay. All right. Let's see who your archetype is. Who is Group 3's archetype? Who is Group 3's archetype? Nice. Interesting. I would have imagined something different. That one is a surprise. And you may come off as a surprise to a lot of people. And there may be 2 sides to you. Whatever is going on. I don't know. You're a very interesting person. Let me show you the card. Okay, so you got the Siren card. I'll show you that word, siren. So it's almost like that, you know, how sirens are portrayed in fairy tales and old legends. They're unfortunately demonized, you know. I think of the siren like Lilith, if you're into that part of astrology, and if you're into looking at alternative views to Lilith, other than the way she's portrayed as sort of like this demonic counterpart, this sort of dark feminine, and sort of also, you know, why does dark mean bad? That's so, you know, nonsensical, and like that doesn't even make any sense, right? Like, why? Because you're unsure, because it's different, because it's mysterious, or whatever. Like, it, you know, everything depends, and it's just the way we use words too. Like, anyhow, you are something about you, right? You are very, let me get to that in a second because I have a lot to say about you. But as far as the way sirens and mermaids are originally portrayed in these old legends and children's stories, is that they are these beautiful, beautiful, alluring women of the sea that lure men to their depths, and then they sort of reveal their true form, right? They're these demonic looking oh, whoa, that's like quite the shock, right, from what we started off with. But this is the way I think society demonizes her. I think society misunderstands. But at the same time, when you reclaim your power, you can take that representation that society throws at you. You can use it to your advantage. And you can say, yeah, yes, I'm out there. Yes, I'm different. So what? Yes, I'm seductive, and this is where I'm going. Yes, I'm very beautiful, right? You are very beautiful. And the inner part of you is equally beautiful, but then you just have this like awesome ability to intimidate others. And I say awesome because when you know how to use this to your advantage and you're confident in yourself, it comes across as almost like comical, like you're making fun of them. Do you know what I mean? So like you can do a parody of that image that they give you, and then you turn that parody into something fun and mischievous and then sexy, like the way she is wearing her hat. Look at her hair here. This is the image that society projects onto this monstrous demonic being. Look at her hair, it's wild, it's all over the place. Not anything wrong with that, but like she has kind of a weird style with her eyes and like what's coming out of her mouth, and it's just like this portrayal of her as being like this mad woman, like she doesn't have an afro or anything like that. She just has wild, crazy white hair, I'm sorry to be so blunt, but like her hair is just ridiculous. Like that looks absurd. Anyway, this is who you actually are. You take that wild energy and she turns it into this beautiful hat. And she's like, here's my hat. Sorry, I'm getting a little silly. What I mean to say is you work people's fears into the way you present yourself into the world. And then you become untouchable. You're this beautiful siren with this very alluring energy. And you are beautiful inside as you are outside. And the thing about you is that, there we go. The thing about you, just a moment, I'm going to drink some water. You may be a water sign, or maybe have a heavy water influence in your birth chart. You may want to look that up in a birth chart calculator online if you're interested. It's totally free. And it's just fun, you just take a look at it. If it interests you, if you already know what I'm talking about, then I don't know, it may be interesting to look again. And you have this beautiful, just like, oh my God, you're very alluring. You're very sort of magnetically divine and in a very different kind of way. There's this dark aspect to you. And the dark aspect is, I'm not necessarily saying that you have to, have a dark or light tone of skin, but, this may apply to you on a literal level. If not on a literal level, you just have this sort of dark, like, I don't want to say vibe because it sounds bad. What I'm trying to say, because we give a negative connotation to dark. You see what I'm saying? And it's really unfortunate because there's so much beauty and wisdom that can be found within the dark, the richness, right? The true richness. There's richness in everything, of course, but there's something deep about the richness in the dark. So you kind of almost force people, because you're so intriguing and magnetically beautiful, you sort of force people to realize that This is their prejudice. There's something about the way you carry yourself, or even the way you speak. You beguile people, you know, you are very, you are just, I don't know, something about you is just almost cat-like or charming. There's something elegant and just old, classically beautiful about you. And it's hard to look away when you're in the room and you show people who they really are. And people either love you or hate you. And it's really annoying. I know. I understand. The hater's gonna hate. You know what they say. You know, it's like, this is the way I look at it. Everyone has free will. And everyone has the right to like or dislike anyone they want. That doesn't make it right or wrong, depending on the situation. But let's say there are always consequences to what we choose. All right. So I don't know. I find your energy very, very interesting. You, some people are intimidated and afraid of you, and some people and those are the people who hate you. It's because they're insecure. That's what it comes down to. And the people who love you, they really admire you, they like your passion, they support you. And yeah, look into animal for cat animal totem that may resonate with you, a spirit animal cat. Or you may have a cat spirit that is around you, very, very present and around you. If that doesn't resonate, then you just may love cats very much, or some kind of a feline. Maybe you're born in the year of the tiger in the Chinese zodiac, or you're born in the year of Leo in Western astrology, right? So that could be relevant to you. Either way, you're meant to stand out and shine. And it's odd because of I've been doing this throughout my whole reading, so I don't know what's going on. Throughout this juxtaposition of, you know, this wisdom and this seduction, or this beauty that just interlace with each other. It's very beautiful. There's something about you that's absolutely genius. You know, genius in its own right. You are, yeah. Did I even read from the book? I'm just getting carried away. All right. See? Everybody's stuck on you. Okay, so Siren. Let's read this from the book. The siren is a femme fatale calling to you from the rocks. But if you pass beyond her jagged shoreline, she is far more. She provides you with the opportunity to examine your destructive desires, and if you permit her, she will teach you the art of directing your passions away from hedonism and towards a loving union. That's very interesting. Okay. The siren exists in the eyes of those who crave her, and because desire has a habit of turning to guilt and then to blame, she is seen as a destructive temptress. Interesting, right? She's trying to direct towards loving union. She's testing you, so you're testing maybe even men around you, and they mistake you because of maybe you have a certain vibe or a certain look, and you're absolutely stunning, you know. But yeah. Anyway, let's keep reading. This is very interesting. She is seen as the epitome of sexuality and allure, sometimes charming and elegant, other times blatantly provocative and even evil. In reality, right? Even evil. This is how they depict her. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it's like completely... I'm sorry, my lighting isn't great, but that kind of made a strange effect. Anyway, we'll leave it like that. Okay. Evil, right? That's so, like, extreme. Like, oh my goodness, what's wrong with these people, right? Why are they making such a silly projection? You know, did they, like, suffer brain damage when they were born or something, right? You know what I mean? In reality, the siren is ambiguous, not to herself, but to those who envy her or want her, whether countess or a courtesan, Venus or Kali. Her sensuality has the power to disturb and confuse those who cannot take their eyes off of her. She is two sides of a single figure, a manifestation of sublime beauty and a hellfire of destruction. But the siren is more. She is highly intelligent. See, what did I say? There we go. She is highly intelligent, and, like the wolf, she has made peace with her hungers. She understands her body's needs, and she has learned to rise above the crude duplicity of men. Whoa, that's super, whoa, that was extra, right? That was some deep stuff right there. That was good. Wow. Okay, so you, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. You are, see, the way you're, exactly, I was telling you, you are demonized. That's really interesting. But in reality, you're just testing those around you. And it's just your energy that does that, because you're so gorgeous and beautiful, people project a lot of insecurities onto you. You'd be surprised. And I think the point in your case is to just be perhaps patient and understanding of whoever they are, but not necessarily to accept it, just for your sake, so that you don't get overwhelmed with frustration and annoyance or whatever it is every time. And just to kind of like distance yourself perhaps from people who, are, hey, you don't need them around, you don't need them around. Simply put, right? You don't need them around. So you, my dear, are beautiful. And if you're a man, you're beautiful too. What could I say? You're gorgeous, whoever you are, and however you decide to identify. You are beautiful, and it's really like you come from another plane of existence, in a way, another dimension, if you will, or you just seem sort of out of this world, if you prefer a more down to earth term. So there we go. There's your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Powerful being that you are. Accept and appreciate who you are. You are an amazing bombshell of wisdom and grace and beauty. I wish you a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you, and I look forward to reading for you in a future video. Hello, group 5. Group 5, that's pretty cool, right? So this is basically supposed to clean the electromagnetic smog in a space, and also just negative energy. It's supposed to transmute it. But anyway, you may be able to do that. You may be able to transmute energy. That's interesting, because group 2, I believe, is also... They are also able to transmute energy, so are you. but I think obviously your reading is going to be different. So let's see what you're reading, who you are, how this transmutation energy is important. Okay, so who is group? Where are we at right now? 4. Forgot my place. Pardon me, number 4. Ooh. So, who is number 4? I'm going to shuffle again. Not sure. Who is group number 4? Okay, I don't know why your card is being... Okay, something very strange is going on. I'm not sure why, but there's something about your space being intruded upon. Do you feel like, I don't know, like you're not getting the privacy that you need, or there's something about some negative energy within your space? Okay, that's what I'm going to say. So I'm going to offer you a Reiki healing energy right now. I'm going to ask that you ask for protection from your own guides, higher self if you prefer, inner self, just grounding and focusing on the moment, focusing on just being present within yourself and full of love, or just meditating, or whatever makes you feel most comfortable. All right, so I'm going to do some Reiki while you do that, and I'm also protecting myself, and I'm setting some protection immediately around you as well. Okay, I'm going to do some Reiki now. I'm just drawing out the symbols. Okay, and I'm going to just send you some energy. Okay, I have some very important messages for you, okay? Okay, so I hope you felt that I did some Reiki on you, and I sent you a lot of protection through my spirit guides and yours. What I did is I asked my spirit guides and your spirit guides to light a sort of sacred spiritual flames around your home. And if you're not into that, just think of it as me sending you good energy in general. Maybe sometimes, they've proven that the mind can be very powerful in so many ways. So perhaps there is some power in, focusing on certain energies, right? Anyway, yeah, I sent you some protection and some love. And so I want you to, well, I suggest, you do what you want, obviously, but perhaps I would highly recommend that you practice some form of protection around yourself, even burning sage and Palo Santo, or incense with an intent, or do prayer or meditation with some kind of good positive ritual where you're focusing on protection and love, not fear. And I say this, fear is not a bad emotion. Fear is very important in helping us understand ourselves better, and, our limitations and all that, and just, what we're able to handle sometimes. So fear is not a bad emotion. But here we're talking about sort of you are going to be able to, I think, focus on a more positive vibration. And by doing so, you're going to attract more positivity, right? You know, be a match for what you want to attract. Do what you can. Sometimes we can only do so much, but especially in regards to protection from a spiritual standpoint, and even from negative people in your life, it's about just, okay, and being realistic about your situation, and then looking at your options. And if you don't have a lot of options, then it's about really focusing on, okay, what could you do with this situation? All right, and keep yourself in a vibration of just the knowing that you are not alone, even though it seems that way sometimes. Being this powerful and having this kind of energy and this connection can be, for many reasons, very isolating. And you're not alone. There are many people like you. I mean, you are a minority for sure in this planet, on this planet. But there are many. This is not your eternal forever home, is what I'm trying to say. Now, it's very important to appreciate the 3D. We have to have a balance. But of course, it depends on each individual situation and what people need to handle. So I'm very curious to see, you have this beautiful energy of transmuting the dark into light, and you serve, your experiences that you go through are like lessons or tests or experimentation. It's like you're experimenting with different kinds of emotions, and feeling them and understanding them and accepting them. There's something that in you that may feel caged in. You have options, though. I don't feel that this is doom and gloom. Whatever you're going through. And if you recently came out of something like that, good job. Congratulations. And if you didn't, that doesn't mean that you can't still. So hold on. You know, you can do whatever you put your mind to. I really do believe that. I believe that in your case for sure. So, wow, that was really intense. Let's see. I'm going to shuffle the cards, and I know that there's not a lot of light, so I do apologize. I'll shuffle them back here. So, who is... I know I shuffle kind of like very... childishly, but this is how I shuffle. What could I say? So, who is number 4's archetype? Who is number 4's archetype? Ho, ho, ho. I don't know why I said ho. It's not Christmas, but I don't know why I said that. I don't know. Just being weird, I suppose. Let me try to figure this out. Okay, I'm trying to... Alright, you got... I love this one. You got the trickster. Right. Okay, I know you can't really see that, but there's a word across there that says... Anyway, I'm sorry you can't see it, but it says trickster on the side. I just think this is a gorgeous card. I love these cards from this deck. Whoops. All right, so wow, you are, many of you maybe, I recognize you from a lot of the readings. Many of you are, certainly Heyoka empaths, and if you're not, please do look that up, Let's try something. There we go. Ooh, I like that. Let's see. Ooh, you're a tricky one, aren't you? Ooh, yes you are. Some nervous energy a little bit. Excellent. Perfect. I like, the scene has to go with each character, and I feel like you'd appreciate that. I want this scene to represent you, and I just feel like this, I don't know, something about this scene right here is so you. And you're this trickster. You have people believing you're a certain way, and then you show them a different side. And you allow people to really perceive themselves as they are by tricking them, just maybe in, their assumptions of you, and then you show them that you're actually, I don't know, maybe people throw negative assumptions at you, and then they get to meet you and they're like, oh, you're so cool, you're totally cool. You know what I mean? And there's something about you that's like, some people might get the impression that, oh, you're just like, you'll do anything for people, you're so nice, and then they try to take advantage of you, and you're like, nope, I don't think so. It's like, you're smarter than that, you're quick, you're swift, you're a trickster. I like that. You're a trickster. That's your archetype. Let's see what the booklet has to say about being the trickster. Let me see. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. The trickster is close by, whether you like it or not. He knows about your propensity for self-delusion and refuses point blank to let you indulge in self-aggrandizement. If you are heading in the wrong direction, he will tie your shoelaces together. And if you become arrogant, he'll show you your absurdity. He is a thorn in your flesh, an utter nuisance, and he is essential to your well-being. Sometimes in front, sometimes behind, the trickster never lets you out of his sight. He's an ever-present mischievous imp, the antidote to your ego, ready to prick you if you grow bloated, trip you if you stray, or mock you when you become too cocky. As infuriatingly puckish as he may be, he's your friend, and he has your best interests at heart, even if he appears to take delight in the trouble he causes you. He is a shapeshifter, a master of disguise, and he is willing to turn every situation upside down and inside out. The trickster insists that you find irony and humor in your actions, your opinions, and your preoccupations. He garrots your illusions with a fine wire of satire and mockery, and he cuts down your pretensions without mercy. To some, he's a kachina, a coyote, a brer rabbit, while to others, he's Dionysus, Pan, or Reynard, but his name matters little as he nudges your elbow, prods your rump, and makes certain your hyperbole is exposed. Your hyperbole is exposed. Interesting. Whew, aren't you the tricky one? I like that. That is really interesting. I really liked what that book had to say. And I wonder if you resonate with the message that the book presented you with. You have a lot of power in the role that you play as the trickster. There are not a lot of people like you. You are like on the fringe of the fringe of the fringe of society. You are super on the fringe. You're the kind of person who goes to a place with a lot of people on the fringe, and you feel on the fringe. You're always feeling different no matter what. You're super unique, and that's because you're the trickster. You don't have a fixed persona. You may adopt different styles of personality. You have something about you that is very intrinsically linked to divinity, in the way that you channel messages in this sort of tricky way. You may be a Heyoka empath if that resonates. If that doesn't resonate, there's something about you that helps people to see their foolishness by mocking them. You may have an excellent sense of humor, and you may expose people through your sense of humor, perhaps, charismatically or jokingly, to perhaps you have, your own channel where you sort of mock people who take themselves too seriously or something like that. Either way, or you like things like that, you like listening to things like that. You just really enjoy when the truth is exposed and brought to light. You don't like this sugar-coated reality that everybody wants to buy into. You like to, throw people off. That's actually one of your favorite things to do. You like to fool people. And I think that is spectacular and so awesome about you. So I hope you like the reading, and I look forward to reading for you in a future video. Hello, Group 5. Group 5. There you are. With the little blue tile that I absolutely adore. Okay, Group 5. Oh my goodness, I hate to say it. And you may hate me for saying it, but there is something absolutely charismatically and endearingly adorable about you. I don't know what it is about you. I've never met you, but I just really like your vibe. And you just have, but please take this in the best possible way, because I know some people hate things like being called cute and whatever. Maybe people do call you cute and you hate it. But either way, there's something very super warm and honest and pure and good about you. And that's how it translates to adorable. People just want to adore you. People adore you. Think of it that way. You are adorable. That means people adore you. And that's really beautiful. Don't let it get to your head. Always keep grounded. There will always be haters too. And that kind of serves to balance us out sometimes and keep us humble. And also to understand that, not everyone's going to like you. And that's okay, as long as you're doing your best and, to be your best self and to empower others to be their best selves. Then you don't have to worry about things. But anyway, yes, people generally love you. You're hard not to love. You're just a really good person. You have good values, and yeah, I really like your energy. So sorry, I'm going to shuffle here, and I'm going to see who your archetype is. Who is number 4's archetype? Who is? Sorry, number 4. Ooh. I don't know. Does a ring have anything of significance to you? Are you married or thinking about getting married? Maybe you underwent a divorce recently. It could be anything related to marriage or the union of a couple, whether in the union or the breakup. If that relates to you, then this may be of, if that doesn't resonate with you, you may want to choose a different pile, but either way, this is what I'm getting very strongly from this reading. So let's shuffle the cards. Actually, I'm going to take a little break to drink a sip of water. Oh yes, something very powerful here for you guys. Powerful and nourishing and just beautiful energy coming through. Okay, so what archetype are you? What archetype are you? Wow. Okay. Yes, it comes back twice. Sometimes I test the cards, and when a certain card catches my eye or somehow falls out of the deck, I'm like, I don't know, that was just, coincidental. And then if it happens again, I'm like, and even especially a third time, then I'm like, okay, that's the message. But it popped out for a second time, and I want to show you your amazing. Nice. Oh, okay, getting very interesting read on you. You have an amazing archetype. Let's see. So this is your archetype, the angel. You are the angel. Okay? Whoa, let that sink in. Something about you is very angelic and divine. if you're into, you know, the idea of earth angels and everything, you may, I don't know, I was gonna say, you may resonate with being of, you know, having a connection with angels, and possibly, you know, in another spirit form, in a past spirit form, you know, actually being an angelic being yourself, and wanting to come down and experience Earth. You may feel that way. You may feel very different from others around you. Can't put your finger on it. You may feel like you are an HSP. That's a hypersensitive personality. Some psychologists have recognized it as being an actual thing, where, you know, like on the sort of list of, you know, differences like neurodivergence and differences in brain wiring and all of that stuff. So HSP has been recognized by some psychologists, not all, of course, and that's fine, but it's an interesting concept to look into nonetheless. So I would consider, you know, looking up HSP and hypersensitive personality, seeing what you find. If you resonate with it, great. If not, no matter. But you are definitely, you have an angelic aura to you. And I really truly believe that you are angelic yourself. You have something very divine and beautiful and pure about you. You know, you don't let things go to your head either. That's very important, right? It's always important to stay humble and grounded, but it's almost like the experiences that you go through are too much, and you're like, you know, there's a lot that I do for other people, and, you know, I get sometimes a little back, and that may or may not always be the case, but you also may feel that people look at you in a funny way. You exude this light, right? There's this brilliance about you, right? You have this brilliance about you. When you are in the room, you are this angelic divine being, you know, almost like in a human body, experiencing how it's like to be human. If that doesn't resonate, then, you know, you're an exceptionally, you know, good, grounded person. So it's not about letting these things get to our head, but it's just about understanding, like, don't put yourself down all the time, or so much, at least. You know, you're doing your best. You're not perfect, because humans aren't perfect, you know, and even angels are not perfect. But, you know, certainly angels exist on a different level, so we can't be like that. So we're human beings, and you're living a human experience, which is also experiencing human emotions, right? So, yeah, and sometimes people say that you're adorable, and you just have this beautiful, warm light to you. But some people are very envious of your light, and they project negative things onto you, and they demonize you, or they make you feel bad. And you may have been bullied as a child, or if you are being bullied, then, you know, you just have to know that the only reason someone would put someone else down is because they see you as a threat. Now, why are you a threat? Well, because you are having, you know, you have this beautiful energy, and they don't like it. They don't like that, you know, whether you're super smart or whether you're just lovely. You have this lovely disposition, this lovely aura about you. They don't like that because they're envious of it, and they don't understand why you're so happy. So they kind of put you down in a way to make themselves feel better. And that's a very cheap, very, I say, you know, at least in a way narcissistic and immature way of you know, bringing oneself up, and it always backfires anyway. So, you know, in a sense, your suffering is also something that, you know, is, if you haven't felt all the rewards in your life already, you will. Spirit values you very, very highly. I mean, you are this angel, right? You are the angel. Your archetype is the angel. So some people who are envious just get jealous, and they want to make you feel down. They want to make you believe that you're this dark thing. And that just is so sad to see, such a beautiful thing like you thinking so lowly of herself or himself or whoever or however you would like to identify as. And I just see that, yeah, you have this healing green aura. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Beautiful energy. Gorgeous. You bring a lot of light into the world. Okay. Sometimes you have to go through some of the tough in order to get to the light. You know, you have to go through the tunnel to get to the light sometimes. And that's okay. Sometimes the tunnel's scary. But then you get there and you're fine. It's very interesting, isn't it? You get there and you're fine. It's you are a powerful ray of light, and it would be so saddening if you sort of lost that light or forgot who you are, because you're very precious and you deserve a lot of love. So let's read what the angel card has to say in this little booklet. From the outset, the angel has been assigned to you. She keeps you from mishap and makes sure you give your best, but her protection is not guaranteed. Her assistance comes in direct proportion to your willingness to search for truth. As long as you continue your soul's quest, she will be with you. But if you become lazy and refuse to journey, she will evaporate like mist into the ether. Now, that may be relevant to you, that sentiment, but also remember, this is you are the angel, right? So this is how you kind of make other people around you feel. Like, if they take advantage, then they are going to understand that, it's not how it works. But yeah, you're ready to help people. You're just a good person, right? Don't forget. Yeah, we're talking about you here. When darkness falls across the landscape, the angel protects us from the emissaries of delusion. She is an angel of mercy, bringing gentle solace that holds at bay the night's bitter incubus, reassuring us through the loneliness of self-doubt, guiding us towards our soul's intent. She keeps us from straying too far into melancholy, and if we become overwhelmed by the rigors of our daily grind, she will help nourish us, hovering in the gray between the tangible and the metaphysical, visible to no one but us. She speaks of truths that we are too frightened or tired to articulate. When she wraps us in her silvery wings, we feel her radiance coursing through our arteries, filling us with poppy juice calm. Well then, okay now. She is a vigilant sentry and a luminous heart, exhorting us to be all that we can be, insisting we never settle for a tepid image of a lesser self. Whoa, you, my friend, trigger people 100%. Yeah, you're very similar to the energy of the, wow. There were a few of you that have similarities to each other, but you're each unique in your own ways. Yeah, you trigger people, my friend. All of the groups have been similar in that way, where they trigger people or they help people realize things in different ways. You are just so pure that you trigger people because they're envious that you're so pure. You're so beautiful in your simplicity that people don't understand how you can be so happy. They just don't get it, and you keep soldiering on. You keep soldiering on, 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 in order to survive this world. But you're an angel, and so this is not your permanent home. And you are this beautiful being of light, and you bring wisdom to people. And if people are willing to grow, then you can be their best friend, and you guys can work together. But if people are too envious and they don't want to accept what you have to bring, if they let their insecurities get in the way, then they will just continue to be bitter, because that will be their choice. So also don't worry about them. There's been a lot about that, like, you know, in different readings about the haters and not worrying about the haters. I don't know, are a lot of people feeling like they're just getting tired of being judged for the negativity? There must be something like that going on in the air. I don't know what's going on astrologically. I don't follow that. I find astrology fascinating. I just don't like follow, like, I don't know. I like to just flow and feel things out, and then if I want to look something up, I will. I don't look things up sort of religiously, if you will. So, anyway, your energy is super soothing, calming, beautiful, enchanting. However you wish to identify you, you just have something, you know, pure and divine about you. Well, let's just go ahead. Oh no, I already read it. See? Oh wow. I'm just like so lost in your energy that I forgot where I was. You have this lovely energy. I really, really like it. And you are a powerful gateway. Channel. You know, you work with the angelic realm. You are divinely protected by them no matter what. And that's super, 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 super beautiful. I love that you're like an angelic being. That's gorgeous. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I look forward to reading for you in a video near you.